Okay guys, after doing those runner's lunge, a lot of those stretches can be pretty intense. Hopefully you enjoyed that, walked away with some takeaways. Now we're kind of going to go into how to just cool that whole stretch session down if we're linking all these stretches together and some just forward fold variations. These are great if you have like any kind of low back issues or things like that and just looking for a way to kind of wind down. This is a great way to cap off your little mobility session that you guys are hopefully starting to implement at home. So after we hit that runner's lunge, we do those hamstrings. One way I like to wrap all these stretches up is in a symmetrical stretch, right? Something that's like even on both sides, obviously. So I always like to do a forward fold. It's a great way, just kind of open up that low back and get in that posterior chain and really just kind of cap off this whole parasympathetic and just symmetrical. It's a nice way to just put a bow on everything, okay? So I'm gonna start with like one of the most simple ones. So you're just gonna bend your legs a lot. For me, I'm going to, because I want to be able to let this torso and allow it to rest onto these thighs, right? And then I'm gonna inhale, reach forward, reach, and then just let it relax and let it hang out wherever it's at. So for me, this is a good place to start. But on these inhales, I'm gonna continue to lengthen through the crown of my head. And then on my exhales, I'm gonna continue to fall and allow that torso to just rest on these knees, okay? So once I'm here, I'm really just letting my breath do the work. So inhale, exhale. Again, don't be rigid with pulling with these feet and getting my traps all up by my ears and clenching my jaw. It's important to stay relaxed and stay in that parasympathetic state, right? So this is a great one that I like a lot, right? This is a good one, especially if you're super tight low back, great place to start. Another forward fold I like to do is, again, same thing we did with the legs up the wall, if you'll remember back, is just bring the soles of these feet together. And we're gonna inhale through the crown of our head, and then we're gonna exhale, we're gonna fold forward, okay? This one, if you have like tight groin, tight adductors, things like that, this one's great. If you have some achy knees, right, like, and you're like, oh, I kind of feel this in my knee, don't be afraid to put like either like yoga blocks or pillows or something like that to support that knee. Then you can find that you can hang out and stay here for a little bit longer, right? I like this one a lot, or sometimes I'll facilitate bringing these forearms underneath. Gives me a little bit more leverage without putting too much stress on my body. And then the last final one, I'm sure you all done, is just a wide-legged forward fold, okay? So just move your feet apart as far as feels comfortable to you. Remove the flesh from your sits bones here so you feel more rooted. I'm sitting on this Eric's pad, right? This allows my torso or my hips to hinge forward a little bit. Sometimes if we sit down, we're already like, that pelvis is tilted the wrong way. It's not gonna allow us to really hinge forward. So it's okay to sit on an elevated surface and it'll invite more range of motion through this stretch, okay? So here, I'm just gonna inhale, reach up, exhale, fold forward. I like to kind of put my palms down. If you wanna put some props up so you can support that third eye, allow yourself to sink deeper, feel free. Here, I like to stay a little more active and spread my fingers wide. In the inhale, I like to again lift through the crown, gain a little range. Exhale, I like to fold forward. Again, you're gonna hold this one for as long as you feel comfortable, but I'd say at least a minimum of 2 minutes on all of these stretches. That's where we're gonna really get into that fascial tissue, connective tissue, tendons, ligaments more. That's gonna give us more range of motion.